Mr. Mahapi re go dumedisere go amogela ka kwano gape. Happy Monday. Hope you're good and the weekend was also great.
I am excellent. I'm very much excellent. The weekend was amazing.
Yes,
I got to rest this time around. I rested. I got to rest, so I'm glad.
Mr. Mahapi dumedise pele moretsi.
Ke rata go dumedisa baretsi botlhe ba Kurera FM. Thank you so much for always tuning in. I hope you are sitting down with your notes. Waiting to listen with your children and whoever else you'll want to tune in on the show. Thank you so much.
Yes, sir. Yes. More part 2, yeah, time and chance.
Yes, sir.
People
time and
can't wait
chance.
to hear that.
Yeah, look, it's been very interesting because some people are saying, no, but please explain the chance part a bit more because they couldn't really relate when I was talking about the chance part to say, what does it actually mean? So I'm going to touch a bit on that, but there's other goodies I want to give today so we understand it better.
Nice one. Ladies and gentlemen, your life is about to get in perspective. Yes, Mr. Mahapi, or the Monday motivation. Mr. Mahapi, take it away, sir.
Thank you, sir. So I've been talking to you guys about the law of time and chance, and I think I took the time to explain the time aspect and the chance aspect of things.
Yes.
And I mentioned that for me, time is more about it being continuous, and it's more about it being cyclic as well. So not only is it continuous, but it's also cyclic, which means whatever that happens now as an opportunity, if it's one of those opportunities that are meant to be cyclic, it will come back again. So this law actually helps us because there are a lot of people today who are struggling to have what I call acceptance of their lives and what is happening in their lives, because some people feel that when certain opportunities have passed them, those opportunities will never come back again. To a point where they will even hate people that came across as having taken certain opportunities from them. And they will end up living their lives in strife, in anger, in bitterness, because what they don't realize is that life is like a wheel.
Yes, sir.
When one side of the wheel has passed, it will come back again. It's just a matter of time. So sometimes, this principle actually helps you to live better with people around you. It helps you to live better with everyone around you. Whether they do better than you or not, it's irrelevant because you know that those opportunities will soon come your way as well. So even when people do well in life, you are able to congratulate them wholeheartedly without having any form of,
jealousy.
Jealousy or bitterness, or you are able to congratulate them because you know your time has come and my time will also come. And that's what the law of time and chance actually seeks to talk about. Now, let me talk about time and chance and just explain, because I think last week I touched on why is the law important, and I touched on a few things in terms of development and all of that. But today I want to talk about the law to say, what is the relationship between time and chance? Because the relationship between time and chance is what helps us to then understand how this law actually really works. Now, for chance, for any chance under the sun, there is a balance that is introduced by what we call time. So for every chance or opportunity under the sun, there is a balance that is produced by what we call time.
Wow.
Now, why am I saying this? I'm going to use a simple example. You will find a person who does well in a very early age. There are some people that become millionaires before 30. They become millionaires before 30. Some become CEOs before 30. Another person will become a millionaire at 40 and become a millionaire at 50. Another one a millionaire at 60. It does not really matter. I was listening to one of the most successful public speakers in the entire world. Who actually started doing public speaking when they were 45. 45 years of age. And this person is world renowned today. They are writing books. Every single book is it's what New York's best time #1 seller.
Wow.
And this person started doing these things at the age of 45. Now, this is what then time and chance actually says. Because it says, for some people, you will find that they are able to achieve certain things quicker than others. And it does not mean if people can achieve certain things quicker than me, I should be bitter and angry about it. It means when my time comes, when that opportunity comes, it might not be similar to that other one. But when that opportunity comes, it will be so refreshing that it will cover all the other gaps that I've been incurring while other people have been doing well.
Wow. Okay.
While I've been feeling I'm creating gaps in my life, I'm not investing enough, I'm getting old, this, I have not bought a house, I have not done this, when your opportunity comes, it will cover
that gap.
It will feel like you've been successful this whole time.
Wow.
And when people ask you to say, so how long have you been doing so well? And you say, no, it's only been 2 years. They'll be like, no, that's not true. It can't be that in 2 years' time you've achieved so much. But because time has lapsed, time has moved and allowed, there is a certain period of time that has passed. In that period of time, you were being refined, you were being developed, you were being trained, your mental stance was being, there's a lot of things that have been shifted over time to prepare you for you to get to that time, that when the opportunity crosses your path, you are able to fully capitalize on that opportunity. This is very important because time lapse produces a series of opportunities. The longer you wait, that is why I always say to people, the longer you wait, the bigger the opportunities you are going to get.
Yes, sir.
And sometimes you might say, but another person has been CEO since they were 25. Well, yes, they might have been CEO, but they might be CEO of a company that is 10 times less than the size of the company you will be CEO of in the next 10 years.
Yes, sir.
You see how life balances?
Yeah.
For an example, you'll find a person, you become rich at the age of 20, but you pass away at the age of 35. Another person becomes rich at 40, they pass away at 70. Life has a way of balancing things. Life has a way of balancing things so that it becomes fair. It's like you will never know, even if you are doing well now, you will never know how long that stint of doing well is going to last. You never know. But what you know is that for as long as you are doing well, enjoy it and appreciate the fact that you are in that season of your life. If the season changes, it will change. So the law of time and chance says everything has its time. It's allocated its time, it's allocated its opportunity, and it will sit for that period until such time it lapses. So time has the ability to readjust and rearrange conditions. Let me explain this a bit further.
Yes, sir.
You might apply for a job now, and that job misses you because there are certain qualifications that they need that you did not have, or there are certain qualities that they need which you did not have. Or you even went as far as an interview, but you lacked something in that interview that they felt, we can't give you the job. You lack certain attributes that we want that you are not showing. 5 years down the line, you come back to the same job and you become the best candidate in that job. You see how the law of time and chance works? That time has the ability to readjust. I also use this where relationships are concerned. You know, to those brothers who are chasing that lady.
Yes, sir.
And that lady keeps saying no.
No.
Keeps saying no.
Eish.
Let me tell you something. Wait a bit longer.
Yes, sir.
The law of time and chance is very powerful. It will allow you to have enough time to sit while time readjusts. When it adjusts and changes things and move things around. I am telling you, there are a lot of people that will tell you, this guy was not my type 5 years ago, but today he's my type, we are together. So the law of time and chance will teach you something very critical in life to say, if you wait, whatever that's rejecting you now will accept you in the years to come. Whatever that you couldn't achieve now, you might achieve in the next 5 years. Whatever that you couldn't get now, you can get in the next 5 years. So requirements can be changed over time. Requirements can be, how many jobs do you know where they would have a job description? And that job description, maybe they hire someone. And then after 3 to 4 years, maybe that person resigns. And then they put another job post out. When that job post comes out, there is some adjustment. For some reason, not the qualifications as such, but there are certain things they were looking for now that they feel are not important anymore. And that all of a sudden presents an opportunity for you. Because the last time they wanted that thing, you didn't have it. Now they don't want it. You don't have it anyways. They don't want it now. Now you stand a better chance of getting the job. The law of time and chance. God has a way of using this law to adjust, and he knows how to adjust things. Now, I want to touch on two characters that I love very much. And these two characters, I read about them in the Bible. And it's father and son.
Yes, sir.
And I want to show you how the law of reproduction works when we're talking about reproduction and how humans are supposed to reproduce after themselves. His name is King David.
Okay.
King David had a son called Solomon.
Yes, sir.
If you read your Bible, you will realize that there are things that King David said. That King Solomon in the book of Proverbs, book of Ecclesiastes, he actually mentions, and he says almost the same thing that his father said. Even though he says it in a different way, but he said exactly the same thing. Now, in terms of the law of time and chance, because both of them spoke about that law. Now, I want to touch on two passages where the father and the son mention the same thing in different ways. Now, let's start with the son. Let's start with the younger one. The older people speak last.
Yes.
So let's start with the young one. If you read Ecclesiastes 9 verse 11, it says, I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not always to the swift. So the race is not always to the swift. What does it mean? It means there are different types of races that you will run in life.
Yes.
There is a sprint race. There is a 200-meter race. There's a 400-meter race. There are relays. There are hurdles. And then there's marathons. Long-distance running. Now, Usain Bolt is a world record holder on sprinting.
True.
If you take him to run a marathon, he might not even finish.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to underestimate him, but I'm just giving, there's a possibility that he might not even, because that's not what he's trained to do. So he is trained to do well when it comes to running fast. So races are not always for the swift. There are certain races that you run because you are fast. There are certain races that you run because you are strong. There are certain races that you run because you have stamina.
Yes.
So you see, even if there are races, they come in categories.
Yes, sir.
Now, that's what we need to understand, that under the sun, every single thing that is there comes and it's outlaid such that it aligns to different requirements of what people need to do to apply themselves to life. You might be slow, but in your slowness, you might be good at marathons. Because a person who runs, for an example, a person who runs marathon, those who runs marathons will know. If you run at an average of about 6 minutes per kilometer, that's a good pace for a marathon. Now that six minutes per kilometer doesn't look like much if you're sprinting. In fact, you are not doing anything.
Not at all.
They won't even see you. Now, a person who's sprinting, if they come to a 100 or 60 or 90 kilometer race, that person will go dash and go fast, go past everyone and pass them. But the chances are he might not be able to sustain that speed for long, because that race is not meant for the fast, but it's meant for those who are strong, who have stamina, who can go for longer. Now, I don't know if this makes any sense. The race is not always for the swift. And he says, nor is the battle for the strong. There are battles that you fight out of strength.
Come on.
There are battles that you will fight out of strategy and wisdom. It's not every battle that requires strength. Other battles require you to have strategy.
Nice.
Other battles require you to be smart. Other battle, I look at David and Goliath. A battle between two people. A young boy who's fighting a warrior that is known, that is trusted by a whole nation. A strong man that is known, even the king of the Philistines knew that I trust this one to fight for my nation. Guess what? He was beaten by a young boy because that battle was not for the strong.
Yes, sir.
So everything under the sun has its own requirements. And each of us can meet those requirements depending on our understanding of what is required for what we need to do. Some of us are born to be slow. It's your thing to be slow because you are a person of detail. So when the swift are doing well, because they are quick and they are fast, don't stress yourself. You are a slow one. You are a marathon kind of person. When people have strength and they can fight battles and win them, don't stress. You are a strategic one. You are not meant to use your hands to fight battles. You are meant to use your mind to fight battles. Battles are not to the strong. He says, neither is bread to the wise. It's not only the smartest people that will eat.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Food is not only brought by smartness or wisdom. Food can be brought by humility. Food can be brought by relationships. Food can be brought by skill. Food can be brought by talent. Food can be bought by ability. Food can even be bought by beauty.
Yeah, true.
There are a lot of things that can bring food to the table. Look at how many supermodels you have. They are making money just with their beauty. Doing nothing else but looking beautiful. And they are bringing money and food to the table.
Wow.
So you see, under the sun, every single thing has its own requirement. And every single thing can meet its own requirement. The question is, you need to understand yourself to say, am I the fast one? Am I the slow one? Am I the strategic one? Am I the strong one? What am I? He says, no riches to men of intelligence or understanding. Riches. If there's one thing we know, if you see this particular piece, if there's one thing we know, you look at the richest people in the world, they are not the smartest ones.
True.
In fact, the people that helped them to innovate what they have today, starting with Bill Gates, he didn't come up with the idea. Someone else came with a smarter one, came with that idea. But because he had a business mind, he capitalized on that and he built what we know today as Microsoft. The same thing happens with Steve Jobs. You will find there are several people that have come in. Some were smart, but they are not as rich as the other ones who were wiser in as far as business is concerned. So it's not always to the intelligent that when you are intelligent, you are going to be rich. No.
Never. Yo. Wow.
And that's how life balances things.
Yeah.
That's how life balances. So when you are intelligent, what does it mean? It means in my intelligence, I need to also be very careful that I develop myself in other areas so that my intelligence, it does not become a disadvantage to me, where I develop and build things that are going to make other people rich and I remain.
Yo.
I don't know if it makes any sense. Now, this becomes very important because it will allow you as a person, you will get to a point of your life where you are able to then determine that there are certain things that are requirements for you that you need to have a full understanding of. You will need to have a full understanding of those things in your life for you to take full advantage of them. It says, nor riches to the men of intelligence or understanding.
Yes, sir.
It's not the clever ones that will make money, even the ones who are simple. I mean, how many people have money today and you look at them and say, how on earth? How?
Yeah.
This guy can't even hold a conversation. How? And you will look at God and say, but God, I am smarter than how can you? The law of time and chance. So you shouldn't even be bitter. When you find a person who does not even know how to apply lotion properly, but this person is a multimillionaire.
Yes.
You shouldn't be offended because the law of time and chance has come through for that person.
Yeah, for everyone, sure.
And it will come through for everyone. But you need to understand where your strength is. Some people's strength is relationships. And they've capitalized on networks and relationships and they're doing well in life. Some people, there are different levels. There are different things that we have as people that we can take advantage of and do better in our lives. He says, the last one, he says, but time and chance happens to them all. He says, there is no, even favor.
Yes, sir.
Is not only to the men of skill. Favors are not only given to people who are skillful. Favors are not, sometimes people can look at you and say, you know, I want to do something nice. And you ask yourself, why? He says, no, I just looked at you and felt like doing something nice for you. And you ask yourself, how did that even happen? Because favor has nothing to do with certain things that we might think are actually drawing favor to us. The law of time and chance can present things to you that sometimes you might sit down and say, I did not deserve this, but it happened.
On merit.
There was no merit to justify why this thing happened, but it happened anyway. He says, but time and chance happens to them all.
Yes, sir.
Now, let's listen to what the father says now, David.
Okay.
King David.
I love this.
He said this before his son said it.
Yeah.
Now, King David says this in
sir.
Psalms 33, verse 16. He says, no king is saved by the great size and power of his army. Okay. So, think about it this way. How many wars we've had in the world today where nations fought? Some of those battles could have not actually even happened. Those kings could have been saved by their wisdom to saying, let me negotiate before I start fighting. Because I don't know what this person has against me. It's like when someone takes you to court. You shouldn't be excited. Say, I'll get my lawyer I will show you. You don't know what they have against you. Sometimes you are doing yourself a big favor to say, look, let's sit and negotiate. Sometimes in the negotiations, it's only then you realize what they have against you. And you can realize, I did well by negotiating.
Nice.
You see, some battles don't require you to act tough. Some battles don't require you to act strong. Some battles don't require you to say, I'm a king. I will not hear from anyone. Even when you are a king, sometimes you need to be quiet. Sometimes you need to take off your royal robe and wear a normal robe and in the middle of the night walk and go meet with a person privately. Have a conversation and finish and sit on your throne by the morning. There are certain things that require you to be wiser and smarter for you to achieve them. The law of time and chance. So David, his father, says, it's not the size of your army or the power of your army that says. He says, a mighty man is not delivered by the strength that he has. He's not delivered by the strength that he has. You can have strength, but that strength will not deliver you, even if you are a mighty man. There are times where your strength, even if you have muscles, where you will live to say, I am sorry.
True.
And people will look at you and say, hey, this guy, He's apologizing to this tiny one. Yeah, he's big, but he's apologizing to a tiny one. It's because that big one has the wisdom to realize, I draw the line here. Or else, if I cross this line, I might find myself in more trouble.
Yeah.
And you will find that many times as people, the law of time and chance, we take it so for granted that we do not realize that we can take full advantage of this by developing certain attributes in us that allow us to capitalize on it. Now, the law of time and chance will happen to everyone. Now, what I want to highlight is this, is that for some people that stumble into opportunities, those opportunities are not sustainable.
Wow.
They don't become sustainable. And those opportunities don't become sustainable for 3 reasons.
Okay.
The first reason is preparation.
Very important.
That when a person is not prepared properly, you will find that an opportunity can be presented and they can ruin it.
Yo.
And sometimes they got it and they didn't even deserve it.
Yeah.
They didn't even deserve it. They just got it as a favor, but they ruin it. The other thing is sometimes people can ruin something because they lack consistency. That's number 2. When you lack consistency, you can ruin something. A good opportunity that has been put on your lap, you can ruin it because you lack what? Consistency. There are a lot of examples that we can use in the world today where people lacked to be consistent and they actually lost opportunity. Some of them were soccer players, some were sports people, some were business people, some they lacked consistency and they lost the opportunity. The last one is character.
Correct. Oh.
You will find that a lot of people lost opportunity that the law of time and chance brought to them simply because character was not aligned. And they failed to maintain and sustain the opportunities.
How sad.
Failed to sustain the opportunities. Now, what I want to touch on, which is the last part that David touches on in Psalms 33.
Yes,
he says, a horse is devoid of value for victory.
Yo.
Now, let's look at it this way. A horse is a symbol of strength.
Yes.
A horse is a symbol of authority, a status, some form of status. So even when you fight with an army, normally what they do is they put horses at the front.
Yes, they do.
And when the other army is sitting on the other side and they're checking this other army out, they are looking at everything else and they realize these ones have horses. They have they know for a fact that it is difficult for me to fight with a person that's on a horse. But guess what? Even that does not mean you will win a battle. How many people do you know that have the best kit, the best running gears, but they don't know how to run?
Oh, man.
They have the best soccer kits, the best soccer gear. Even when they dress up, when you look at them, you're like, ha, ha, ha. This one is going to show us miracles. And the game starts, and this person, and you're thinking, this person looks the part, but they can't deliver. How many times have you had situations where people look the part, but they can't deliver? How many times? That's why it says the horses are devoid of victory. They might look like you are going to win the battle because you've got all the necessary tools. Horses with gears and armor and all these things. And people think this one is definitely winning the battle. How many people bet on horses? They bet on horses based on how that horse looks like. If they have not actually followed the track record of the horse. They bet based on how the horse jumps, how the horse looks eager to run. They say that one might win. Guess what? That horse might not even win. You see the law of time and chance. That in life, under the sun, there are certain things that you perceive and you think they are something, but they're actually not. Now, he also continues to say, neither does he deliver any by his great power. Neither will that horse deliver you by its great power. It's an animal of strength, but it will not deliver you.
Wow.
It will not deliver you. You will not find deliverance from it. So what does it mean? Never trust in material things to succeed in life.
Wow.
This is why throughout the whole time I've been talking to you guys on virtue, on qualities that I call value attributes, success attributes. Those are the things you need to focus on and develop those things because they are far greater than material things that you can use for success.
Nice. Whew. Yeah, I know.
They are far greater, they are superior, and they can put you in the line of sight for success. They can put you in a space where you know for sure I can achieve the same results repeatedly because I've got a system that works. Because I have developed attributes that I know they work. People that have done big, that have created echoes in history. They are not necessarily people that used money or material things to achieve things. No, they had great minds. They had certain qualities and attributes of the heart that they used to be able to move the course of history, to change the course of history to their advantage. They shared attributes that were powerful. Even if you look at the billionaires today, it's not really their money that makes them powerful. It's their mind. It's what they carry in their hearts that makes them powerful. That's why they keep making money. That's why the top 20 Forbes today has not changed much. It has not changed much because those people are not there because of money. They are there because of what they carry. What they carry is what draws the money. But we don't see that. We want what? Their money.
Yes, sir.
Secure the bag. Good, secure the bag. But make sure when you secure the bag, you are securing it with the right kind of attributes. Because if you know how to secure it with the attributes, you will keep securing the bag.
Very important.
You will keep securing the bag. And this becomes important. So you get into a space where you can chase opportunities. And you'll find that because of time, you want quick things to happen quickly. We call them short term. Those ones, normally, they are small and they are very risky. They are not easily sustainable because they are quick to happen. You get those who are medium term. Those ones they are slow. Yes, they are sizable. They are sizable. They are opportunities. And there's less risk in them. But the ones that I like the most is the long term ones. The ones that take long, but they are big. They took long, they're big. And I'm not saying the others are not important. Yes, you might want to operate on all levels of time. So that if obviously when you are waiting for the big stuff, you are still getting smaller things in the process. But what is most important to understand is that you need to understand that time is what produces opportunity in life. The law of time and chance. Thank you so much. They'll find us on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram on live_in_perspective 2019 and on Facebook Live in Perspective. Thank you so much.
Nice one. Mr. Happy.
Thank you, sir.
Monday motivation.